Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. The current long range meta here in Warzone has evolved a bit since we last covered it here, thanks to a couple of the recent weapon updates. And so today I wanted to go through and break down all of the best weapons and best loadouts to be using for those long range engagements. Starting first up here with a pretty obvious one. This has been a mainstay for a little bit in the AK-27. What's great about this thing is that they just keep making it easier and easier and easier to use. This used to be a high damage, high recoil rifle. Now it's a high damage, very easy recoil rifle, which is a huge win. So first up here, I do start with the hover point elo. It's a nice clean reticle. I use this on a lot of my mid to long range guns, and it offers the better stabilization, which is always great to have as well. Monolithic suppressor in here, better range, better velocity, also keeps us hidden on the radar, of course. Then I stack that with the control barrel, which gives us even better velocity. We're up to 1185, which is pretty solid. And then we get that really good recoil control, so the gun's going to stay consistent and predictable throughout. We've already got a base 43 meter effective damage range, 70 meter second damage range as well, which is really good for a rifle. We're stacking the vast convergence foregrip on here. Even more recoil control, making this thing incredibly easy. And then you just need an extended mag. If you're playing like exclusively quads, you probably want to go extended mag 2. If you're playing exclusively solos, you probably want to go extended mag 1. Either or is going to work just fine here. But yeah, the AK is still a top tier powerhouse. Next up, another one that's been in the long range meta conversation for a little bit with the Voyak. This thing also very low recoil, very consistent rifle throughout. It won't have the exact damage of the AK, but it's still going to be incredibly consistent in my opinion. A little bit easier to use. So if you want a slightly easier, more straightforward option, this is a great choice. Here again, first up, hover point elo. Straight to the point with this one. It just works as an optic. As always, optics are preference. So if there's a different one you really like more, feel free to go ahead and run that. Once more, monolithic suppressor for the range, the velocity to keep us off the radar as well. We got the control barrel here too, maybe a little bit overkill, but hey, there's never too much recoil control on a weapon. That's not a problem you're creating here by any means. Plus that better velo, 1188 means that hit scan range is going to be really good there. We got extended mag 2 here. Extended mag 1 again would also work just fine. And then I like the control stock on here. I've kind of bounced back and forth with this, the vast convergence underbarrel. I've tried recoil springs on there, even some overpressure just to see if it'd be crazy. I think there's a lot of different ways you could build this out depending on your level of comfortability with the gun, but this setup is one that I've been sticking to for a while. I keep going back to this because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. One of my absolute favorite feeling weapons in all of BO7 Warzone is the MXR. This thing's kind of been in and out of the meta throughout the year. It's finally back up towards the top of the conversation here when it comes to long range. This thing's low recoil. We obviously got the clean irons here, which I really love, and it's just got a consistent TTK throughout. So first up here, because we do have those clean irons, we're starting with the monolithic suppressor this time. Same reasons as before on that. Control barrel, yet again, for that better control and that better velocity. We got an 1194 here, which is great. 43 meter effective damage range, 65 meter second damage range is awesome there as well. Vast convergence foregrip yet again, extended mag 1 or extended mag 2. And then because we are using the irons, I want to be as accurate as I possibly can be, so I go for recoil springs. Free recoil control horizontally and vertically, no cons whatsoever there. Always a nice thing to have when you got that extra attachment spot. Again, this is a setup I've been using for a while and it just works. And by the way, as we are going through all the weapons, all the setups here today, if you guys enjoy the video, you find this info helpful, do me a favor, hit that like button. Much love to everyone who does take the time to do so. And if you're new to the channel, you want to make sure you are always in the know for everything going on in COD, whether it's news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns like this, there's no better place than right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. Next up here, we've got the DS20 Mirage. This thing's kind of just been climbing up and up and up the meta rankings over the course of BO7 Warzone so far. For the longest ranges, when you're fighting like 50, 60, 70 meters out there, this one's damage does drop off a little bit, but really long range when you're fighting 40, 50 meters, it's a lot more sustainable there. It's a pretty low recoil option. And like I said, it just keeps getting better and better and better. So again, first up here, hover point elo, switch that up if you like a different optic more. Monolithic suppressor once more as well, same reasons as before. Control barrel, same reasons as before as well. There's never a bad situation where you're getting velocity and control on a long range weapon. 1159 velo, only a 39 meter first damage range, but still a 65 meter second damage range is fine there. Vast convergence foregrip on here too. You'll notice the mainstay attachments that I'm running basically on all my mid to long range guns at this point. We've also got extended mag Mag 1 and Extended Mag 2 as options there, whichever you need for the squad size you're playing is going to be the go-to for that. But yeah, the DS20 Mirage, really nice, bit more of a fresh option here. Then we've got the Eager. This thing has also been pretty consistent throughout the long range meta conversations over the course of the past little bit. It's also an incredibly aggressive option for the long range too. You can run and gun with this thing and really play at a faster pace, and this thing will be able to hold its own in a variety of engagements, including the long range, which is always a nice pro. So here I'm currently rocking the Lethal Tools Elo. I've just had this on the Eager for a while. I'm comfortable with it, I'm familiar with it. The Hover Point Elo, obviously a great alternative as well, a 2 times, a 3 times, whatever you're feeling on any given day, right? Monolithic suppressor yet again. In this case, I'm actually using the hybrid barrel. I don't find this thing that difficult to use, and we're still sitting at an 1106 velo 45 meter effective damage range. If you wanted to upgrade to the control barrel though, you absolutely could do that. That's never a bad option by any means. We've got the Extended Mag 2 option here, bit of a faster fire rate here for what it's worth. And then I've gone back and forth with recoil springs for the free recoil control. The Vast Convergence foregrip, of course, a great option there. There's a lot of different ways you could build this out if you wanted to. I mean, this is obviously the more long range style build, but if you wanted a sniper support build, this works for that. A mid-range like Resurgence run and gun loadout, you could rock with one of those too. This is probably the most versatile rifle we've got. Then we get to the X9 Maverick. This again is one of my favorite options in the game, just because one, we don't have that many burst options in the meta, and this is a really fun one. It's super easy. Recoil here is basically straight vertical because of the attachments that we've got on it. It's aggressive for a rifle, and its TTK is not insane in like the close to mid-range area, but this is a long range meta video, and the long range is really where this thing starts to pick up and be a true competitor. So here I am using Lethal Tools Elo because I don't really need recoil stabilization. The burst is super tight on this thing. It's easy to use, it's straightforward, it's not hard to control or anything like that. So Lethal Tools Elo doesn't have an ADS con, figured hey, why not, let's run that instead. Monolithic suppressor again for the better velocity, the better range to keep us off the radar. Here I go for the long barrel. This doubles as a long barrel, then also an extended mag. We get a 45 round mag out of this. We have a 68 meter effective damage range, which is just insane here. An 1162 velocity is also sufficient as well. Mobile recoil foregrip for some movement speed, just to make it more aggressive. Then that horizontal control pro basically just ensures this pattern is straight vertical and really tight there. Then I really like the strafe stock on here too. Anytime I can have this on a gun, that's a win in my opinion. The strafe movement speed, the better ADS speed, just makes it even more aggressive as well. So this is a really fun, really straightforward option. It is a burst though, so some people will be a little bit turned off because of that, but personally I like it. I think it's really fun. And then to close things out, we've got 3 sniper loadouts to break down here, because obviously you can't talk about the long range meta without mentioning the snipers. The Hawker HX is our first one here. Infinite one-shot headshot with this setup, good velocity. It's just a straightforward meta sniper. So here, first up, monolithic. All I care about here is the better velocity and staying off the radar. The damage range pro does not matter because I do use the damage barrel, which gives us that infinite one-shot headshot. Now, to counteract the velocity con that this gives us, I am using overpressured ammo. We're still maintaining a 1291 velocity, which is insanely good there. And then I just go to speed it up a little bit. I want to be able to have a faster ADS whenever possible with a sniper, so I go for the quick draw rear grip for the faster ADS and the fast mag 2 option for a faster ADS as well. So that keeps things a little bit more aggressive while still maintaining great velocity, easy, straightforward, long range effectiveness here. It's just a really well-rounded sniper choice. VS Recon has kind of been in the general meta conversation for sniping ever since day one. It is that infinite one-shot headshot sniper by default as well. You don't even need a certain barrel with this. It's just going to do it naturally, which is great. So this thing, again, an obvious choice. So here, monolithic suppressor yet again. All I care about is the velocity and the suppression factor there. Velocity barrel, since we of course have that default one-shot headshot, we don't need a damage barrel or anything like that. I also go for overpressured ammo, so we're stacking this thing heavy. 1332 velocity, insanely predictable bullet drop and bullet lead there. I do also have quick draw rear grip here as well for the faster ADS. And then I've gone back and forth between the Prestige underbarrel, which helps out with ADS stabilization, less sway when you're holding your breath and everything, just makes it really easy. Back and forth between that and then just a fast mag here for a slightly faster ADS. Either or is going to work there. This is a setup though that I'm very comfortable with, I'm very familiar with, and so it works. So I don't really switch it up that much, but either or there, depending on your play style, your preference, your level of comfortability, could work for you. And then lastly, we've got the Strider 300. This personally is my favorite feeling of all the snipers, the one that I'm the most comfortable with for my long range sniping. Not really sure why that is. I just feel like I'm a little bit more consistent with this, even though it's so similar to the other choices that it's really just a pick your poison type deal. But here again, monolithic suppressor, all that matters is the velocity boost and the suppression. We are using the damage barrel here, though. Again, you need this for that infinite one-shot headshot. Overpressured ammo to counteract the velocity con there. 1331 velo, about as good as it gets, just one behind the VS Recon, which is kind of funny there. Quick draw rear grip, faster ADS, and then fast mag 1 for a faster ADS as well. So, you know, between all of these, you're set up nicely. Very similar sniping setups between all three, but like I said, it's really just a matter of preference. Do you like the feel of the Recon more, the Strider more? Whatever your answer is, rock with that one. They're all good choices. Really everything on this list here is a strong choice right now. The long range meta, quite a few options. Unfortunately, not as like many LMGs or legacy options here, but nonetheless, you've got some choices for high power, low recoil laser beams, a little bit of something for everyone there. That'll wrap things up though. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like on it. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button on your way out to stay up to date with everything going on in COD. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.